Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
It's a Tuesday. Let's make it a good one, people. That means buy a taco and tune in. And stay tuned in right now. Welcome to the Jason Show, everyone. I'm here with Pierre, the newsroom. I'm curious, are you able to speak yet?
I am able to speak, yes. Thank you for checking in with me.
Would you like to fill everyone in on why I'm just double checking and filling once again while Pierre eats something?
Before we get to that, can I just say real quick that on Friday's show, and then just before, literally seconds before we went on today's show, producer Jeff on Friday, and then you just now turned over to me and both look at me and say, be funny. I'm under enough pressure as it is replacing Jason on the show. Now I got to be funny. I got to do a song and dance and like do all this stuff and be funny. Like there's already enough pressure on me as it is.
Well, to be clear, Jason does not sing or dance.
Well, that is fair. Maybe that's an element I'll bring to the show. How about that, Jeff? Yeah.
There we go. There we go. You also have an apology you would like to present to America.
Yeah, I don't really know if it's a necessary apology, but I kind of feel like it is. It okay? On Friday's show, we had our friends from Midwest Dairy. Liz was here, and she had us sample a lot of the ice cream flavors that you're going to be voting on at the State Fair later this year. And if you were watching Friday's show, I was just mowing down that ice cream. I was just like, rah, 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 rah,
you were like a cow in the hay.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't stay away from it. It was so good. And, it occurred to me, not a lot of people like to hear people eating in their ear. It's kind of a,
That's a thing.
It's a thing. Nobody really likes that. And I watched the show back and I said, I don't know if everybody at home really liked that. So I'm sorry, everybody, for eating in your ear. But in my defense, if you had tried the chocolate one, which I know you did.
I did after the fact.
It was so good. So I couldn't help myself.
Okay, so you're apologizing, but you're also defending your actions.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of par for the course with
Hollywood apologies.
Yeah, exactly. So again, if you tried the chocolate, which I suggest you do, our friends at Midwest Dairy again at the State Fair, you will know what I'm talking about, and you'll understand how I'm feeling.
Let us know if his apology is accepted. I would like to have a follow-up piece to this. We were discussing how this was going to open the show, and it was going to be so funny, and then Pierre sits down at 9:59, knowing this show starts at 10 a.m. Hello, it's TV. We don't go late. And Pierre's going, I can't swallow this Tic Tac yet. It's not quite soft enough. I'm like, I'm gonna have to stall and talk by myself while you eat again.
Let me offer another apology to Kendall. I'm sorry that I wanted to have a minty fresh breath for you here in the morning. I mean, so sorry that I just couldn't help but make it a pleasant atmosphere for you here today.
We're apologizing without apologizing.
Well, it's maybe I should be a publicist.
Coming up on the show, we're going to have somebody teach you how to apologize today. We do have an etiquette expert, actually. We could call her and see how this should be working.
Addie, our social media manager, is here. Maybe she can teach me a few things about that. No? She's shaking her head no.
She's like, no, sorry, we don't apologize.
We don't do that here. No.
All right, get your spoons out.
Yes.
It's time for the hot dish.
Can't wait. More eating.
Just for Pierre. The New York Times bestseller is in the works at Brittany Spears' house.
Oh boy.
You heard that right. On Instagram, she confirms she is indeed writing a book and says it's the reason why she's been so open about her feelings recently, including events from her past. In a now deleted post, she said that writing the book has been healing and therapeutic, but also hard because it's brought up past events in her life. Makes sense. Back in February, multiple outlets reported the book was in the works. Her deal? Yeah, it's said to be worth $15 million.
Wow.
Okay, I have a question. As a mere mortal, I wonder, hey, all of you at home, if someone says, here's $1 million, here's $15 million, is there really a difference to any of us? Because we're like, just can't even imagine $1 million for a book deal that I can't even write a book looks like.
$15 million isn't a bad chunk of change.
I mean, and do we know if she can write?
Does it matter at this point after everything she's been through over these last couple of years? I know you're going to read that in a hot minute.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Yeah, you are going to be reading that book. She's been through a lot over the course of her lifetime, and I'm not going to diminish that or take anything away from that. On Instagram, though, every time I see Brittany on Instagram, I get a little concerned. There's just some of the stuff she posts, I'm just looking at her and I'm thinking, what's up, Brittany? You don't
what's the thought
going on?
process?
Do we even have a chat? Are you okay?
No, we've talked about that on the show, that, we don't want to make fun. We don't like to anything like that. We are not doing that. But it is, as someone who's ever been a fan of her and has always seen her at the height and the epitome and creme de la creme of working fabulous Brittany, it is sometimes concerning when you see a video be posted that's very similar to a video that was posted 10 minutes ago, and then sometimes there's a bubby shot in there. And Brittany, live your life, though. I do want to hear what she has to say.
Oh, I know you do.
I absolutely do. And I think what's really great about Brittany and why everyone has a soft spot for her, whether you like her music or her or her family, whatever or not, is that she was writing on Instagram and in all of her public interviews, she said, listen, my family has been able to say what they want. These people who have dated me have been able to say what they want. I haven't been able to. And instead of being mean about it, though, she says it and then she goes, but I'm all love and I'm really sorry. And she's so apologetic and she's so sweet. And I think that she just has a really kind heart, and so you hope that she gets to have her word. We
tend to forget that we built her up to be the biggest thing in the world, and she was only a teenager, you know, at the time. And if you think back to the time when I was a teenager, you were a teenager, if we had been built up as something like that, I mean, what that does for a person's psyche and their lives, I mean, it's something that we don't really take into consideration, and it stays with her, till now. What is she, 40 now?
She's
pushing
40.
I mean, so. That's something I think we tend to forget sometimes when we elevate these celebrities to such a superstar status.
I got to be first in line for the cookies once at the checkout.
Did you?
It was like a thing because I won this thing. Let me tell you, it does do something to your psyche.
Well, that I can believe that. Yeah, no doubt about that. Next in the dish, the new season of The Flight Attendant is dropping in a few weeks. It stars Kaylee Cuoco from The Big Bang Theory. Here's a clip from the trailer.
There are a lot of weird things going on around me. I'm starting to think that someone is pretending to be me.
It sounds like someone's trying to frame you.
I have worked so hard to build this new life, and I am holding on to it with everything that I have. Are you me? Oh, God, don't answer that. What, you think you're gonna find some hot dead guy in here again? What the? Who the hell is that? That is a black hole of joy. Who are you? I'm you, silly. If you made better choices.
Kaylee's character is a flight attendant who moonlights as a CIA asset. It hits HBO Max on April 21st. For the first time in the history of me co-hosting this show, I have actually watched this, so I have something to say about it. I really enjoyed the first season a lot. I really did. The ending, the season finale from last season, it didn't really do much for me, I should say, but I am going to be watching season 2, that's for sure.
Okay, since I did not watch season 1, I have to ask, does it make sense?
Here, like. I
know, right? Does it make sense that there'd be multiple of her, because that's why I got real confused in that.
I will say this: in the first season, it documents Kaylee Cuoco's character. She's she has trouble, a little bit of an addiction with alcohol. That's something she battles throughout the first season. So I don't know if maybe that's an allusion to maybe that's continuing. It looked like she got better about that at the end of season 1. I don't know if maybe she's having trouble with that again in season 2. I don't know. I have no idea. That's just me speculating. So maybe that's a split personality thing.
Okay, but you're going to be watching.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to watch. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first season.
Okay.
I really did.
Okay.
Very entertaining.
We'll see.
I don't know how she keeps getting herself into these things, though. Like, I mean, my God, how much trouble can a flight attendant get into, Jeff? I mean, my goodness.
I should call my mom.
Yeah, seriously.
Sid? I don't know.
Next up, this month marks 25 years. I cannot believe it. 25 years since the release of a cult classic about two women who reinvent themselves ahead of their high school class reunion. You remember this?
I know. Why don't we say that we own our own company?
Oh, good. Like what?
Like, what if we invented something?
Like what?
Well, okay, I think it should be like something that everybody has heard about, but nobody really knows who invented it. Oh my God, I've got it! Post-its! Everybody knows what Post-its are.
Yeah. They're the little yellow things with the stick 'em on the back, right?
That's Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion starring Lisa Kudrow and Mira Sorvino. Last night, the two stars were on James Corden to celebrate the anniversary and talked about a possible sequel.
I mean, there's lots of talk about whether or not there would ever and could ever be a sequel to the film, which I sort of feel like, I think I'd be really interested to watch that. Is that something that would happen, Lisa?
It could. Why not? I mean, anything can happen.
Would you want this to happen, Mira?
Yes. I've been wanting it to happen forever, and I don't know. You know, we did the SAG Awards presentation together a couple weeks ago, and there was this crazy internet appreciation for that moment, and then we did a little dance backstage, and that got even more. And there seems to be a hunger for Romeo and Michelle still, which is wonderful, and it might be the most important thing I've ever been a part of.
Wow. The two have said the original writer of the movie has been approached to work on a sequel. We had the pre-show meeting about this. You were awfully excited.
I'm so excited. I am the Mary, you're the Rhoda. You know this movie, you know that line. I watched this movie a lot when I was younger for a very specific reason. My mom had us watch it because her big lesson was the movie's big lesson. She was always like, don't ever be the mean girls in Romeo and Michelle. You want to be Romeo and Michelle. I was like, okay. And if you've seen it, you get that that's the good message behind the whole thing. I would love to see where they are now.
Is that how you and your sister turned out? Did you turn out to be the Romeo and Michelle?
We have never actually accused someone who's pregnant of just gaining weight and getting fat at the high school reunion.
That's a good start.
I'm the Mary, she is the Rhoda. But no, but I love that movie. I love the message it sends. And I think sort of coming back to those characters and seeing what's going on now would actually be a fun sequel.
I better watch it for the first time before the sequel comes out.
You've never seen it?
Wanted to break the news right here on the show because I didn't want to get stones thrown at me in the pre-show meeting. So.
Can we call Shane again?
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know. Now I'm the one asking that. Usually Jason's asking that about replacing me.
Well, I have heard him say that a couple times.
It's a full circle moment.
Well, there
right
you
here.
have it. It's the pressures of hosting the show.
Full circle moment. Hey, much more of all this when we come back.
I have like 5 movies that I need to watch from you.
Oh, you got it.
Calling all Love is Blind fans, a new spin-off is putting couples to the ultimate test of love.
You guys will have to choose to marry the person you've arrived here with, or to split forever.
Sneak peek next. Plus, from the Magnolia Network to our show.
I think everybody has their perfect cookie.
Zoe Francois is using her beautiful cakes to raise money for a good cause. She joins us live to talk about that and the new season of her hit show. And later, something new to stream.
We need a name. We live. We dream. We work.
An all-star cast is telling the story of the rise and fall of WeWork. Producer Ted reviews We Crashed coming up.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Well, Shaq was on with Colbert last night. Oh, and you know it's going to be good. That's our late night rewind.
Your dear friend, Charles Barkley, on. We've had him on many times. One of the times he was on...
Oh, you had Charles on the show more than me?
I can't remember. We'll count later.
All right.
But one of the times he was here, he said something about you, and I would like to get your response to what he said about you. So go ahead. Who's more shameless in endorsements, you or Shaq?
Oh, Shaq got no shame. Zero. Let me tell you something.
No shame game?
Listen, every time I look at TV, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to do tampons any day. It's just a matter of time. Ladies, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. Stay fresh.
Shaq has a new cookbook out called Shaq's Family Style, and he and Steven hit the kitchen for some Colbert diesel brownies. Take a look.
So we stir this till it gets fluffy, about 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Should I turn it up a little bit? Or is that, no, that's as fast as it goes?
Shh, you're interrupting.
We don't have...
There you go.
3 minutes is a long time on a late night show. That's all I'm saying.
That should be 1 minute.
It's a long time. Yeah, hold on.
1 minute 45.
I can hear some of my shell in there. I can hear. It's
That's
like
2
car
minutes.
wheels on a gravel road. Now listen, is this, so we're doing brownies. Is that the diet for an elite athlete?
3 minutes. I'm not an elite athlete. I'm retired, sir. You take this right here, and you can pour that in there.
I pour this in here?
Yes, you pour it in there.
It's not too hot, but it's going to cook the eggs.
Oh,
it's so hot.
Listen, this
all right,
is
here we go.
Yeah, pour it all in there.
I forgot, it's TV.
Yes,
we can just lie to the people. There you go.
It's not going to cook that. No, not yet.
No, don't
not
do
yet.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I add more stuff.
I overstepped my boundaries.
Yeah. Know what that is?
Brown sugar.
Okay, good job.
Thank you.
Just like keeps going. I watched this full 6-minute segment, and it's so funny. At one point, Steven's like, "So, you know, got a little bit of an awkward pause," and he's like, "So, where'd you learn all these recipes?" It's like, YouTube. Shaq is just like, he does not care, and it is the best.
I still laugh when I think about it. You know, I grew up in Sacramento, California, so, you know, the Kings are the big team out there. I'm still to this day a huge Kings fan. And Shaq back in the day was public enemy #1 when he played for the Lakers. It was a big rivalry.
Right.
So we hated him. But now it's just like, the guy is just a big kid, and you just can't help but love him. And him and Charles and Kenny and Ernie on Inside the NBA on TNT is just terrific TV. The guy just, you can't help but laugh.
Well, and they're also quick. It's hilarious.
Yes.
Like Charles Barkley just whipping that out right away, and then Shaq like whipping his like response out right away. Just
even if you're not a basketball fan, which I'm sure Jason is not.
Huge fan. What are you kidding me?
Inside the NBA
he loves
with those
the
guys.
Pacers.
It's the Pacers of all teams. Yeah, don't even mention the hometown team, the Wolves.
He's from Indiana.
Oh, well, that makes sense too. I forgot about that.
I'm smarter than I look on Tuesdays, okay?
Yeah.
Next in the dish, yesterday we showed you this epic April Fool's prank. This is when Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel switched shows. Something we've always wondered, are they ever going to do it? Well, they did. Here's a clip from the rehearsals.
We already made a video. I already forced everyone to go, Fallon, Fallon. And we sent it to Jimmy, and we haven't heard back.
And, you know, it is Friday, and that is usually when Jimmy catches up on purchasing stuff. And by the way, I'm old and Jimmy is not, so I can't read these thank you notes without glasses. Maybe we can print these a little bit bigger for me.
Hey, good to see you. How you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. What, say it again?
Jimmy, let's stop.
Spit into, yeah, okay, thank you. Something I do. This is just something that you spit into, and then, here's your bedpan, Mr. Fallon. What have you heard? I don't spit in things. A spittoon was on my rider?
According to The Hollywood Reporter, the idea was actually cooked up more than 4 years ago at a dinner. Kimmel had the idea originally. It was only a small team of producers that actually knew what was going on, and the teams have been talking every day for a month straight. But it took at least a year of planning to actually pull this off. Fallon said the networks didn't fight the idea, which we think is very interesting, because that was our first question, was, you know, they've got these really hardcore contracts with these guys. I mean, imagine, they're one of the faces of their networks. So to literally switch their faces as a joke, I think if it hadn't gone well, they might have had a bit of more reaction from the bosses.
I didn't see that this actually happened until just now, and that was exactly my first thought. I said, what, ABC and NBC were okay with this?
Right.
Like, I was stunned by that, them allowing that to happen. But those two guys, they do great work. So, you know, Jimmy and Jimmy, why not?
Right, and they're different kinds of humor.
Yeah.
So it's sort of funny seeing how they played with each other's staffs, how they kind of looked with each other's sets. It was cute. I liked it.
Yeah, I think it was probably a good idea. Next in the dish, a new Love is Blind spinoff. I've been hearing about this show left and right.
Love is Blind?
Yeah.
Okay, Pierre, it's not new. There's like spinoffs of the spinoffs.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, well, I guess this new spinoff is called The Ultimatum. Marry or Move On. Drops tomorrow. Here's a clip, I guess.
I love you to death, but I just cannot wait any longer. That is why I'm giving this ultimatum.
You're here because someone in your relationship has issued an ultimatum.
You're not sure you want to marry your current partner. The risk is that they're going to find someone else who is.
I think it's natural to wonder what it would be like to be in a different relationship.
You'll each choose a new partner.
You'll move in together in a trial marriage. And at the end of this experience,
you guys will have to choose to marry the person you've arrived here with, or to split forever.
Today we get to move in with someone completely different.
Living with a guy that's not you will be a weird change.
How do you feel about me sleeping in the bed?
can't.
Oh my.
Whoa.
Like Love is Blind, Nick and Vanessa Lachey are the hosts. The show drops on Netflix tomorrow. Love is Blind. I've been hearing a lot about it. I've never seen it. If I'm guessing from the title of the show, it's what, you just figure out if you like somebody, but you never seen them.
Okay, basically. That's a good synopsis. There's now a Brazil, there's now a Japan.
Okay.
Ted has reviewed this. I also have not watched them. But yeah, they start in sort of these little cubicles, these boxes, and they figure out who they want to meet and who they like, and then they meet in real life.
Just by hearing them?
Like, yeah, just by talking.
Whales?
See, Love is Blind.
Like, I mean, just by like, oh, they sound.
No, they're not like orcas. They're not just like making calls to each other.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this looks. What do you think of this?
Okay.
Okay, I know you're not married, but if you were at that precipice in your relationship where you're like, we're either going to get married or we're going to break up, would you go on a show like that and entertain the idea of, for a week, spending some time with someone else just to see if you're really actually ready to marry your person or not?
I'm ready to boost my social media profile, so yes, I would. So I can get the clout and recognition, so absolutely I would. I would sell out just to be famous, absolutely.
I love your truthfulness. It makes me so happy inside. I mean, but that's it, like, right? I mean, if you actually want to marry someone, you are not going on a game show and then, do you mind if we share a bed? Like, yeah, I mind if you share a bed. I mind if you share anything.
Yeah, who are you? Like, I mean, I can't even give my social security number out at the DMV. I'm not gonna like tell you what's going on with me or have you in my bed. It's weird. No, thank you.
We say no, but
no
yes to excellent television. Ted will no doubt review that. We'll let you know how it goes. All right, next in the dish. This is old, but it's new, so stay with me here. Marilyn Monroe's death fueled conspiracies and rumors for decades. To this day it does. But now, Netflix has the tapes, and for the first time, we'll be able to hear them in a new documentary surrounding the mystery of her death.
How do you go about writing a life story?
The true things rarely get into circulation. Usually the false things.
In 1982, Los Angeles reopened the case of Marilyn Monroe's death.
After 20 years, it's time to clear up this case once and for all.
The interviews have never been heard until now.
Well, I hope your phone is clean.
Everything connects in a person's life, particularly hers, you know.
If you know me, you know I love Marilyn Monroe. I love Audrey Hepburn and Marilyn. They are my girls. So you know I'm going to watch this. There is so much mystery and clout just surrounding Marilyn Monroe in general, right? Like just this aura of her, what she could have been, what could have happened, why did she die, et cetera, et cetera. A lot, and I think oftentimes I will also say this, I think that we dig too much into people that have been gone for a long time. Just let them be gone, enjoy what the art that they've given us. I want to watch this one though. I want to know a little more. I'm like, does somebody have a backup these tapes? Because you put that thing in and like it doesn't work anymore because it's so old or something.
She's been gone for the better part of 6 decades now.
Yes.
At this point. And you know, even watching that, I thought to myself, you know, obviously everybody knows who Marilyn Monroe is, but as I was watching that, I was like, I don't really know much else about her other than the fact that she was, you know, a model and, you know,
a movie star and
alleged affair with JFK. You know, I don't know anything about that.
After the birthday cake.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I don't know much about her at all now that I think about it.
Would you be interested in watching this as someone who doesn't know a lot about her?
Absolutely, I would. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to be watching it if you want to. The Mystery of Marilyn Monroe. The Unheard Tape hits Netflix later this month. It's going to be good.
Watch it with Kendall. She's very excited.
Yeah, let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Actually, don't. I'm going to watch it anyway. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
I hated it. I'm watching it anyway.
Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest has her own show on the Magnolia Network that I know Kendall loves. It's called Zoe Bakes. Yes, it is. And recently released a book, Zoe Bakes Cakes.
I'm clearly a big fan, and she's currently using her cakes to raise money for people in Ukraine. How's she doing that? Well, to tell us more about it, Zoe Francois. Welcome to the show, Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I feel like I know exactly where you are, not only because it's a kitchen, but because I watch your show, and I know it's your kitchen. We have so much we can talk about today, and we will. First, your show. Second, your book. But the thing we want to open up with is what you are doing. It's this weekend, right? You're holding a fundraiser where people can come and learn to bake from you online or in person, and the proceeds are going to World Central Kitchen?
Yes, exactly. I'm teaching this Sunday at the Lynn Hall. The in-person class is sold out, but you can come and join me either live Zoom or recorded Zoom, and you will learn how to make this Ukrainian honey cake, all the layers and everything. And then I'm going to teach you how to decorate with buttercream sunflowers, because the sunflower is the Ukrainian national flower. So I thought I would make a honey cake and decorate it with their beautiful flowers.
And that cake looks delicious. Zoe, you weren't here on Friday, but I got in trouble for eating too much ice cream on the show, so thank goodness that cake is not in front of me.
Is that such a thing? Too much ice cream?
See, that's what I said. Yeah, I mean, same logic goes with the cake, I think, absolutely. But Zoe, about World Central Kitchen, Jose Andres, is over in Poland trying to help all the Ukrainian refugees. I mean, it's really been quite an ordeal for him, hasn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, I think a couple of days after the war broke out, he was there helping the refugees, feeding them. Chefs from all over the world are joining him. And so I thought that this would be the perfect way for me to give back, pay it forward. We're so lucky, and this would be a way. We've already raised over $25,000 to send to his effort. So people are looking for ways to give, and this was my way of contributing.
Yeah, I think I've been following the World Central Kitchen for a while now, and on Twitter they've been sharing a lot of videos about what they're doing on the ground. He was saying 300,000 meals a day going to these people in crisis. You said you wanted to help and this was something to do. How did you know Jose already, or did you just connect with him on social media?
You know what? I have met him. What a remarkable human being.
Yes.
Just like an incredible chef, but his heart, his generosity, everything that he's doing around the world. This is only one of the efforts that they have going. And so I just wanted to be a part of it. We haven't connected over this, but I know lots and lots of people are trying to raise money for him because, like you said, he's feeding hundreds of thousands of people and just gathering people to come and help him do that. So from right here in Minnesota, I figured this was the best way to try to get involved.
And Zoe, for people who are watching right now who might want to get involved and might want to try to help, how would you suggest that they go about doing that?
Well, they can come and join the class. I am going to, like I said, we're going to do this from start to finish. I'm going to bake it all. I'm going to decorate. I have just some buttercream here. I'm just going to be doing
yeah, show us how this works.
Simple border on the top. And then I'm going to decorate it with these flowers. And I promise you, I'm going to take you through every step of it. So I made these beautiful buttercream flowers. And honestly, once I show you the tips and tricks on how to do it, it's like 15 minutes to pipe all of them. So it really goes together quickly. It's such a beautiful sort of showstopper of a cake, but I promise you I'm going to show you exactly how to get through it. And I hope you'll come and join me. I hope you'll support the World Central Kitchen. It's going to be a great time and for a great effort.
Okay, I have to be honest, Zoe. I love watching your show because you make these things that I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like that when I try to make it. I'm going to try now because Zoe did it. When you're doing the class, is there anything, if people are signing up, I see you obviously have the piping tools, are you going to send out an email to them about what they'll need, what they'll need to buy ahead of time?
Everything. And in fact, if you go to my website right now, you'll find the cake, you'll find the recipe, all of the equipment, everything. What I'm offering in the class is to show you exactly how to do it, because it's a little bit of a project. Right. And so if you haven't ever baked a cake, this is still for you. Any skill level can join me, but I will walk you through the whole thing so that if you're feeling a little intimidated, by the end of the class, you will feel confident in making this cake.
Pierre looks nervous.
Oh, no, I'm not so great at cooking the cake. I am great at eating the cake, though, Zoe. That is what I'm good at.
You can support in your own way, Pierre.
Yes, I can, yes.
Well, to learn more about World Central Kitchen, check out their website, wck.org. We'll have more with Zoe when we come back. What do I have to do?
That cake looks amazing.
We're talking about baking off camera, and we're talking about baking on camera. Hey, everybody, we're back with Zoe Francois in just a moment. If you haven't seen her show on Discovery Plus, I mean it, you absolutely need to. Check it out.
My youngest son, Charlie, I'm gonna bake him his favorite chocolate chip cookie.
All right, darling child of mine, I will send you some cookies.
Thank you.
I think everybody has their perfect cookie. Some like them crisp in the outside, some like them softer, some like them cakey. Charlie likes a crisp cookie on the outside, soft and gooey on the inside. And so that's exactly what I'm gonna bake him. Voila, we're done. Look at that. Big chunks, little chunks, all of it's gonna bake together to make my perfect cookie.
Well, Charlie and I have that in common. I just kind of like all cookies. Season 1 of Zoe Bakes is now available on Discovery Plus. It's an easy watch. Please welcome back Zoe Francois. Zoe, I have to say, I love that. I love all of your episodes, but my favorite was the one with apples, because you had Stephanie March, love her. You had apples, love them, and you guys wore matching denim jumpsuits. I love watching your show. I do. I want to know, you started filming this at kind of the beginning of the pandemic, am I right?
We sure did, yeah.
What was that like, having people in and out of your house and finding places to go and things to do? That had to be very nerve-wracking.
Well, okay, so first of all, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So this is all I know. I don't know how to do a show that's not in those conditions. And so we were very, very careful. Everybody was tested. We chose places where there weren't big crowds. And it felt really, really intimate and sort of this private moment that I had with a camera crew. And then it went out into the world. And so it was just this delightful time of getting to share my craft, which is baking. And then also my love affair with Minneapolis and St. Paul and this whole community. Like you said, I got to travel around with Stephanie March and many of my friends, and we visited bakers and farmers and producers and flour millers and all kinds of people who are producing the food right here in our community. And I got so inspired by them. And then I got to come home and teach people how to bake. So it's like a dream come true for me.
And Zoe, speaking of baking, you already have many books out. You have a new one coming out called Zoe Bakes Cakes. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, so the cake that I made for the fundraiser is based on recipes from my book, Zoe Bakes Cakes. And it's one of my favorite things to eat is cake. I feel like, you eat it for celebrations. Every big event has a cake, or just Tuesday. So, I feel like any day of the week deserves a cake. But more than that, I also wanted to teach people how to bake. So there's a whole cake academy in the book. So if, again, you're intimidated by baking or baking cakes, I'll teach you step by step how to move through it. So it's for every single level of baking. And it's just my sort of ode to cake.
It's good that you say that, because I, during the pandemic, like a lot of people, found myself wanting to do things with my hands because I was bored. And I got into baking, but the biggest problem, the biggest hurdle was just figuring out, you read a recipe and someone says, whip the butter. And I'm like, Okay, well, what does that look like? How long are you supposed to do that? So if in your book, you actually explain that to people, this is what that means.
And also, I am such a visual learner, so I feel like there has to be pictures. You have to see what creaming butter and sugar should look like by the end of it. So I have pictures throughout the book. It's why I love doing books that I can have tons of pictures in. It's why I love doing the show, because I feel like once people see me move through a recipe, they're like, oh, super, super simple. But until you see the tips and tricks that I've learned throughout my career, it may not seem that obvious. So that's really sort of the best moment for me, is getting to show people, and then people post what they're making on Instagram, and it's like, it's incredible to see their work. So I'm having a blast.
I love that. I know we have to go, but I wanted to ask you, with season 2 just finished filming, we talked about Stephanie March joined you on season 1, my favorite. Is there anyone that we should wait for on season 2 that might be fun to watch out that joins you for some baking?
Oh, well, I have all kinds of, I have like all my friends, Sammy Wadi from Milk Jam Ice Cream, Stephen Brown from Tilia. There's so many people. Vincent from the Minicata Club is going to teach me some very, very French recipes with his 8-year-old daughter. So
love it.
It was just so much fun.
Zoe, we can't thank you enough for joining us here today. Best of luck with the charity as well. And we can't wait to be watching season 2 coming up later on this year.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Zoe. Follow her on Instagram. Just search Zoe Bakes and catch Zoe Bakes on Discovery Plus.
That cake looked good.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
We'll be right back. Ted has some reviews you don't want to miss.
I don't know how to whip butter either.
See? No one tells you.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We're just talking about cake and things. Okay. You may have heard of the shared office company WeWork. Probably have.
Yeah.
There's a new series on Apple TV Plus that follows the company's rise and what comes next. Here's a clip from the trailer.
What do you think when I say workspace?
Cubicles, ugly furniture, bad fluorescent lighting, death.
Exactly. The future of work looks different.
We're selling an experience.
We
need a name.
We live.
We dream.
We work. Who wins in a fight? The smart guy or the crazy guy? Are you crazy enough? I may be.
That is We Crashed. It stars Anne Hathaway and Jared Leto. It's available on Apple TV Plus, and that means, once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for America Loves Ted. Where is he? There he is. Welcome in, Ted.
Hello.
How are you, my friend?
Did you just dislocate an elbow? How'd that go for you?
Pierre, good to see you.
Good to be back. Thanks for having me. I was just telling Kendall over here.
He has an admission.
Yeah, I don't even know what this is.
He doesn't even know what WeWork is.
I don't even think I know what WeWork is.
Wow.
This is the part of the show where I'm sure there's some people who are watching who don't know what it is either, that you get to explain it to me.
WeWork came out because people thought, oh, we should all get together and work in a co-working environment. That is what it is. It's a co-working company environment. Really, before the pandemic, when maybe that seemed like a good idea.
Right.
See?
Okay.
Yeah, when people were working from home and they wanted to work in an environment with more people. So
gotcha.
This follows Adam Newman, correct? Who's Adam Newman?
He is the founder of WeWork. He's very eccentric. He's nuts. He's off his rocker. He's the CEO of WeWork, and you basically learn that this guy, first of all, he gets really lucky, and second of all, he doesn't know how to do basically anything. So they give him a credit card for $100 million. And
what?
Yeah, they gave him a credit line of $100 million, and he just blew it on a new airplane and stuff like that. So he just spends, he doesn't really think about the logistics and practicality of things. He just does things.
You know, I learned so much on this show.
Yeah.
This is why I come back and do the show, because I am clueless in the real world until I come on this show. And
How
I
to
find
win
out about what's
$100 million.
Anne Hathaway we saw on there. What role is she playing in all of this?
So she is his wife, and she's kind of his, like, she pumps him up and, you know, motivational speaker to him. But as it progresses and as WeWork grows, you know, gets better, bigger, she gets jealous of his popularity.
Oh.
She gets jealous, and she wants to, like, exert her influence around the office. And so when someone, you know, kind of gives her bad energy, she just goes down to HR and says, offboard that person.
Is this at all similar to Jason's jealousy of Kendall's popularity?
Very much similar.
Got it.
It's
Okay.
exactly the same. And then I tell HR, get them out.
You can relate then.
They can allow themselves to succeed elsewhere.
Yes.
WeWork was apparently going to be something much bigger than just co-working spaces. I didn't know this. Did they delve into that with this?
Yeah, you basically figure out that WeWork is kind of like a cult. You know, early on, it was like, WeWork is not going to change the world of work. It's a way of life.
They drank the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, and it was very much a boys' club. They would do retreats where they would just drink all night, party, and he'd come on stage and they'd worship him. Yeah, so it was, which is weird because it's like, how do we get from co-working space to like, let's just like
party?
Yeah.
All right, Ted, give us the lowdown. How many episodes? Do you like it? What's the review?
So this is one of those weird situations where they drop a new episode every week.
Okay.
I didn't know that existed still.
Oh, yeah, right.
So annoying.
They don't want you to just, you know, unsubscribe after a month. They got to figure out a business model of sorts.
Yeah. So we're 5 episodes in. Look, have I nodded off during it? Yeah. Yeah. So it's a little sleepy. The characters, no one here is likable.
Nobody.
That's the problem. No one is really like, I don't like Adam Newman. I don't really like Anne Hathaway. And then the people you do like, she then fires them. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to watch it, go ahead and watch it.
All right, we crashed Apple TV Plus.
A glowing review from Ted.
Just glowing.
Yeah, there you have it.
A whole maybe 1 star for the Hallmark stars, right, Ted?
That has to be your new intro, by the way. You got to do that. That's a thing. That's going to be a thing now from now on. Yeah.
The Hulk Hogan?
Yes, absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth.
We gotta go. Ted, thank you so much. Hey, we'll be right back. We'll check on Ted's elbow.
Right off of WrestleMania weekend, too.
You too. Make of this what you want, but Pierre and I say elephants for life.
That's right. You don't understand that, and I'm not going to out the person in the room who said otherwise.
Yep. Hey, welcome back. It's time for the world's shortest segment.
Some TV history today. 35 years ago today, a 4th broadcast network made its primetime debut.
Love and marriage, go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you.
Fox, baby, that's us. We hit the air with the premiere of Married with Children and the Tracy Ullman Show. Tracy Ullman featured a short cartoon featuring the family known as The Simpsons.
No way!
35 years ago.
Older than me.
Yeah, wait, you weren't even alive when this went down.
Bart Simpson's older than me.
He is way older.
It's a lot to take in.
Way older.
Take that in.
How's he still in school?
I don't know. He failed miserably. Welcome back on your Tuesday morning. You know what time it is. It's time for the surprise goodbye. You know how that works. As always, we don't know what the producers put in here until now.
Today, it's a San Antonio Spurs fan turned social media star after her Jumbotron lip sync during a timeout on Sunday. Watch this.
How come I never hear you say, I just want to be with you? Guess you never felt that way. But since you've been gone, I can't breathe.
The The Spurs tweeted out the video of the unidentified fan lip-syncing to Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone. It's now been viewed nearly 2.5 million times.
That is how I greet Jordan every day when I get home from work.
Really?
With the lip sync battle.
I mean, that is an epic way to be greeted at home. I need to get somebody to greet me at home like that.
I think he appreciates it.
Yeah.
Hey, tomorrow on the show, Jason's back.
Yes.
We'll lip sync to him. Plus, wine diva Leslie Miller is here, demystifying common wine terms like floral, earthy, and more. I had a gravel wine once.
Yeah?
What does that even mean?
I don't even.